The main difference with this variant is that it is up to 70% more transmissible. That is quite staggering when you consider you have a virus which we already know is easily transmitted from people to people. You have a variant which has been identified which makes it even more transmissible, and that really does worry the government scientists, and that's why we've had this announcement from the Prime Minister today. They're talking about the virus affecting the R number and the ability for it to spread so quickly that it will affect that R rate, that R number that we've been talking about all throughout the year by up to 0.4%, I think was the number Patrick Vallance used, the CSA, when he was talking about it. Lots of detail about the protein structure of the virus itself, which for us, that doesn't really matter. The scientists will have a look at the way that this virus is mutating and changing. What really matters is how quickly it is spreading from people to people. And we were given this assurance right at the beginning that it's not making people any more sick, it's not making people die any quicker, but in effect, what you do is you plot the timeline. If people are becoming more infected, invariably they will end up becoming sick. They will end up going to hospital, and that puts pressure on the hospitals, and then people will die. And it's a numbers game as far as the scientists are concerned, but for all of us, it's having an impact on our lives. And what they were talking about is it has now become the dominant strain. This new variant is now the dominant strain in London and the southeast. And it is, although in some small measure in other parts of the country. That's why Wales has made these announcements today. It says it's identified this new variant in Wales. It hasn't really spread to the rest of the country, and it's not having the same effect on the rest of the country as it is in London and the southeast. And that's why we've had this Tier 4 ban on travelling out of the capital. Some people might argue it's too late because most people might have decided ahead of the first Christmas week, or the last Christmas weekend, to leave the capital and leave the southeast and go and visit friends and relatives and loved ones in other parts of the country. But that's what they were saying. They were saying, look at where it's spreading in London and the southeast, where it is now the dominant strain, and where it isn't in other parts of the country. We want people to stop spreading it, because if it spreads, it takes seed, in Chris Whitty's own words, and then we have a real problem. Then people become infected much more quickly than they have done during the year, and that creates more pressure on the NHS. If people become infected, invariably they fall sick, and some people need hospital treatment, and people will start dying as well. So a real worry for the government, this new variant.